Happy Sunday morning, boys and girls. It's your old pal, Andy France, the Grand Poobah of Judson Sunday School. Welcome to another episode of Virtual Judson Sunday School. Well, by my count, it's the fifth week in quarantine. We've just finished. How are you coping? Or maybe I should ask, how are your parents coping? You know, it can't be easy being a parent today. Once upon a time, before quarantine, BQ, your parents had a life, and parenting was relatively simple. They would wake you up in the morning, feed you a bit of breakfast, pack you off to school, and then enjoy the next 6 or 7 hours of downtime. Then it was time to pick you up from school, take you over to a friend's house and drop you off for a play date, which meant another hour or two of downtime, perhaps hanging out at a local coffee shop, drinking a delicious super tall grande mocha kappa frappa sort of thing. And then it was time to come pick you up, take you home, order Chinese, listen to you talk about your day, and then put you into bed for the night. Easy breezy, cover girl. Nothing to this parenting thing. At least that's what I've been told. I don't have kids myself, so I could have a few of the details off. But now, after quarantine, AQ, your parents have no life whatsoever. There's no office to go to. There's no school. There's no downtime. There's no coffee shop, so there's no mocha kappa frappa. There's no Chinese. Your parents are actually having to cook all the time. Cooking once in a while, no big deal. But cooking all the time? Hey, we're New Yorkers. We don't cook. We order. Not now. There's no ordering. Let's see. There's no play dates. There's no date nights. I bet your parents used to go out maybe once a week on a date night just to remember what they gave up for you. Not anymore. There's no date nights. All they have now is you, which I know what you're thinking is more than enough. Do me a favor. Take a good look at your parents. Just sneak a glance. Trust me, they're not paying any attention to us. They are savoring this half hour of freedom while you're with me. Have you noticed any changes in their physical appearance lately? Is their hair a bit more frazzled than usual? Do they have a kind of permanent goofy grin on their faces these days? Kind of like Olaf in Frozen. No worry, don't panic. It's just their coping mechanism. Although all that grinning will eventually add to the wrinkles on their faces. See, that's another thing about being a parent. It takes a toll on your body. You get wrinkles on your faces. Your hair, what little you have left, turns gray. Various parts of your body start slipping and sliding and sagging and drooping. And, speaking of hair, parents have hair growing everywhere, not just on their heads. Parents have hair growing out of their nose. I know. Believe me. I know. Hey, you're short. Go stand in front of them and look up. It's like a jungle in there. Not only that, parents have hair growing out of their ears. Ooh, I know, ear hair, it's gross. But if you don't believe me, go give them a hug sometime and take a look. It's like the Holland Tunnel, but with fur. So, all this to say, being a parent today, AQ, forget about it. It ain't easy. Now, of course, all of that I've just been describing, none of it applies to me. Again, no kids. Man, I am fresh as a daisy, which is why I am uniquely qualified to help you help your parents this week, which is what we're going to do later in our lesson. We also have a lot of other things in store for you. We have some homemade videos by several of you that are, well, you're going to love them. They're very funny. We have a great story. We have to announce the winner of our Easter egg counting contest from last Sunday. I saw some of your answers. I think you're going to be surprised at just what a big egghead I truly am. The winner, of course, gets a chocolate bunny, perhaps with a missing ear. We'll see. But first, let's sing together, shall we? So I was thinking how weird it is to be singing about a place that we can't really participate in. But the good thing about singing Manhattan is that eventually we're going to get to enjoy all the things that we're singing about. So if you've got your music together, whether you have the words or the picture lyrics, which I'm going to hold up, I know some of you are young and you're working on these pictures and you're practicing hard, and I really appreciate it. Our goal, of course, is to do this for Kids Day, for our Kids Day service, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that that's going to happen. But it doesn't hurt to sing in the meantime. It gives us something to do. So let's do it. Ready? Let me do the obligatory licking of the fingers. So disgusting. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, sing. Summer journeys to Niagara and to all the places aggravate all our cares. Oh, turn the page. We'll save our fares. I've a cozy little flat in what is known as Old Manhattan. We'll settle down, turn the page, right here in town. We'll have Manhattan, the Bronx and Staten Island too. Turn the page. Our cousin It. It's lovely going through the zoo. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very fancy on Old Delancey Street, you know. Turn the page. The subway charms us so when balmy breezes blow to and fro. And tell me what street, turn the page, compares with Mott Street in July. See the Statue of Liberty lighting a firecracker. Sweet push carts gently gliding by. The great big city's a wondrous toy. Turn the page. Just made for a girl and boy. We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy. Turn the page, picture kids. We're on page 8 for our verse. Back to that first sound. Ready? Now it's early Sunday morning. Everyone's asleep and snoring, except me and you. What shall we do? Mountain Dew, turn the page. Claude's patisserie is calling. Their croissants are our downfalling. But what if your goal is food for your soul? That's a movie that's supposed to be coming out this summer. Turn the page, and here we go. 1, 2, sing. We'll go to Judson and have some fun in Sunday school. Turn the page. It's where the golden rule is cool. Joe Cool, Snoopy up in the top. Sing. We'll read some stories. They're kind of gory, like Sodom and Gomorrah. Turn the page. Lick your fingers if you have to. With lots more blood in store, like Samson or even Noah. Ask Russell Crowe. Turn the page. We'll buy a llama for someone's mama, and then we'll smile as we race baby Moseses down the Nile. Turn the page. We're on page 14. Picture kids. Through all these lessons we hope to see just who God, turn the page, might have us be. We'll go to Judson, our Sunday family. Thank you very much. You know, you can practice this during the week if you want to. Just hit the old rewind button on the internet. Thanks. So, today's scripture comes from the Gospel of Harper Lee. Gospel meaning good news, which is a lesson in and of itself. If, as we believe here at Judson, that God is still speaking to us, well, maybe she's not limiting herself to just those good old boys. Harper Lee was a New Yorker for much of her adult life, but she hails, hail no, Theo. Harper Lee hails from down south, my neck of the woods in Alabama. Roll Tide, y'all. Say it with me, brothers and sisters. Roll Tide, y'all. Amen. Another lesson learned. Harper Lee wrote the great American novel To Kill a Mockingbird, which some of you middling students and higher-uppers may have had to read in school. Remember school? If you were lucky like I was, you may have gotten to see Aaron Sorkin's version of To Kill a Mockingbird on Broadway sometime in the last couple of years. Remember Broadway? So, in the novel, one of the central characters is a young girl about the same age as many of you elemental students by the name of Scout. Her father, Atticus, is trying to convey an idea to Scout, which is the same idea we're going to explore in our lesson this morning. Atticus said to Scout, "If you can learn a simple trick, Scout, you'll get along a lot better with all kinds of folks. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb inside of his skin and walk around in it." Climb around inside of his skin and walk around in it? Oh, that is gross and possibly illegal. What the heck was Atticus talking about? Well, to help us understand, I just happen to have a few leftover Easter eggs from last week. These eggs have faces drawn on them, and each face represents a different emotion. What is an emotion? An emotion is a feeling: happy, sad, angry, scared. Have you ever felt those emotions? Of course you have. We all have emotions, and these days, AQ, we've got bucket loads of emotions. So let's play a game. I'm going to hold up one egg at a time. I'm no Picasso, but let's see if you can guess what particular emotion the egg is displaying. So we'll start with an easy one. We'll start with this egg. Can you see that okay? What do you think that is? Easy, right? Happy. We all know that emotion, happy. Let's try another one. We'll go another easy one right here. How about this guy? Sad, right? Can you see him? Sad. We all know that emotion as well. Let's up the ante a little bit and see if you can guess what this egg is feeling. What do you think? Scared? Stressed? This egg looks like he's on his last noive, like his noives are fried. Oh, he's a fried egg. Good. Let's try another one. How about this? Can you guess what this guy is feeling? We've all felt this before, right? Anger. How about one more? See if you can tell me what this egg is feeling. You might say happy. You might say a little more than happy. I would go with ecstatic, maybe. Oh, another one. Egg-static. Do you get that one, Oliver? Egg-static? Good. I'll tell you what he reminds me of. He reminds me of myself on Fridays at Cowgirls having a margarita. I think I've had that look. Remember margaritas? No, of course you don't. Let's put them back in the basket and let them sleep it off. So, earlier I promised that I would help you help your parents this week, and the way I'd like to do that is by teaching you a new word. And that word is empathy. E-M-P-A-T-H-Y. Some of you may be familiar with this word. What do you think it means? What does empathy mean? Empathy is the ability to understand and care about how another person is feeling. Kind of like when you were able to understand how our eggs were feeling, whether they were happy or sad or fried or ecstatic. Now, so how are we supposed to be able to understand just how another person is feeling? Well, we're able to understand because, for the most part, we've had those same feelings ourselves. Whether they're happy or sad, we can identify with or imagine what another person is going through because we've been there and felt that. Now, don't confuse this word, empathy, with this word, a magic trick. Watch this. If I can get them out of my pocket. This word is what? Sympathy, which means to feel sorry for someone. And believe me, nobody needs your sympathies these days. We're all doing just fine feeling sorry for ourselves. What people need today is our empathy, whether it's your parents or whether it's your brothers and sisters, whether it's whomever you might be living with. That ability to understand what they're going through and is something they could use from us. Now, empathy is a skill we can all develop by paying closer attention to people, by being better listeners, by asking how they're feeling and showing our concern, our care, our love. Empathy is important because, well, when I try and understand how you're feeling and you try and understand how I'm feeling, maybe we can help each other feel better. So, to help us develop our empathy skills, I've asked several of you to make some videos. I think we will go ahead and watch them now. We'll put on our empathy detective hats and see if we can guess what a particular emotion, what particular Judson Sunday Schoolers are feeling right now. Our first video comes from our good friend, former Judson kid herself, longtime Poobette, and for several years now, my assistant, Lulu. Lulu, how are you feeling?
Okay, it's Friday. I just need to send this one last email and then I'm done for the week. Oh no, it froze. Okay, I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi off and I'm gonna turn it on. Oh no, my internet's out! Not the Wi-Fi!
So what do you think, kids? Sadness bordering on operatic tragedy? Thank you, Lou. Feel better. Oh, and by the way, if anybody has any extra room on their prayer list these days, why don't you put Lou's husband, Jason, on the top? Jason is a terrific jazz trumpet player, and like musicians and actors and dancers and artists of all kinds these days, he could use a gig. Good. Our next video comes from two of our good friends, Josiah and Jemiah. What are you feeling, kids?
Off with yourself.
Ow! Well, we can all identify with pain, right? That's a feeling we all know, whether it's physical pain of being bopped on the head like poor Josiah, or whether it's maybe just the kind of pain of having your feelings hurt. We can certainly empathize with pain. Thanks, Josiah. Thanks, Jemiah. Josiah, I love the red hair. And a shout out to their dad, Gene, down in Haiti. We miss you and love you so much. Our next video comes to us from our good friends, Mira and Jude, with a little help from their dad, Josh. Take it away, Mira and Jude.
One.
Hey, everybody! I got all the toilet paper at the store!
Toilet paper! Toilet paper! It's raining toilet paper!
So, parents, if you're watching and wondering, if you've ever wondered why I still do this job, it's for moments like that last video. It's raining toilet paper! Kids, that's not just happiness. That is the joy, 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 joy down in our hearts. Thank you, Mira and Jude, and all those who helped him. Our last video comes to us from our good friend Cyrus, with a little help from his dad, Joel. Let's find out what kind of emotions they're feeling these days. Cyrus?
Did you get toilet paper?
Josh Wolf got the last roll.
Josh Wolf!
Yikes! No toilet paper? I think that would make me angry, just like Cyrus. Watch out, Josh. It looks like Cyrus is coming for you. Thank you, Cyrus, and thank you to all who made the videos this week. Thank you to your parents and everyone who helped you make them. Look, these are difficult times, and when it comes to emotions, our emotions are what you might say very high. We're all a little on edge these days, feeling a bit raw. I was thinking the other day that it feels like we're all riding a roller coaster. One moment you're going up, you're feeling good, it's smooth sailing. You're thinking, I don't even need to use my hands. I've been in quarantine for 5 weeks. I think I've got this thing under control. And then the next moment, you're going down. What do you mean there's no toilet paper in the grocery stores? Ah! And the next minute, you're going back up. It's smooth sailing. My boss called to tell me that my job is secure. And then the next moment, the mayor closed the playgrounds. Ah! Been there and felt that. So what was it that Atticus was saying to our good friend Scout? He said, we can all get along a lot better by considering each other's point of view, by climbing inside of each other's skin and walking around in it. That's empathy. Look, empathy, it won't change our present circumstances. It's not going to get you to school any faster or open up a restaurant or allow you to be outside playing with your friends in close proximity. But empathy will help us to cope until our circumstances change and we can do all those things again. So try practicing some empathy this week. I think you might find that you'll see a difference in how you're feeling, and perhaps you'll see a difference in how your parents are feeling as well. And be sure and give them a big hug. I think your parents could probably use one these days. Oh, watch out for the ear hair. So it's story time. We have a great story today. It's called I Am Human, a book of empathy by Susan Verde and Peter Reynolds. We know Peter Reynolds from books we've read in class before. Ish and Dot are two great stories we've used in our Tiny Tots class before. I Am Human, a book of empathy. Let's read it together. I was born, a miracle, one of billions, but unique. Who remembers what the word unique means? We've had that in a lesson somewhere. Unique means one of a kind, and that's, I guess, the miracle that we're part of these billions of heads over here, but nobody's just like us. I am human. I am always learning. Hey, what was the name of that butterfly we talked about last week? Was it Gideon? Maybe that's old Gideon there, getting ready to change. I'm finding my way and choosing my path on this incredible journey. I have big dreams. I see possibilities. I'm sure we can empathize with this kid's big dreams. I have endless curiosity. I make discoveries. I have a feeling of wonder. I am amazed by nature. We can certainly identify with those feelings. I have a playful side. I find joy in friendships. I am human. But being human means I am not perfect. I make mistakes. I can hurt others with my words, my actions, and even my silence. I can be hurt too. I can be fearful of things I don't yet understand, and timid, which is kind of like scared or shy, and timid to try something new. I certainly would be timid on the high dive. I have a heavy heart when I feel sadness. I am human. But then I remind myself that because I am human, I can make choices. I can move forward. A poor choice can become a better choice with thoughtfulness. A bad day can become a great day with kindness. I can act with compassion and lend a helping hand. I can treat others with equality and be fair. Sorry about that. Just so you know, this room is 40 degrees below zero, and my hands are dry. I can choose not to fight, but instead to listen and find common ground. I can say, I'm sorry, and ask for forgiveness. We can all understand that and identify with it. I am human, one of billions, but unique. I am not alone. I am connected to my friends, to my family, to the world. We are all humans together. And I think there's one more page in here. There it is. And I will keep trying to be the best version of me. I am full of hope. I am human. I am human, a book of empathy. Thanks for reading. Well, it's time for our closing song, but before we sing, just a couple of announcements. First of all, we have a few birthdays coming up this week, and we want to be sure and acknowledge those. Both birthdays happen to be on the same day, this coming Wednesday, April 22nd. Our good friend Madeline will turn 5 years old. And our good friend Theo, not Theo L, but Theo K, will turn 11, if my math is right. And you guys know from last week, I'm not good at math. So, would you join me in saying happy birthday to Madeline? Happy birthday, Madeline, and Theo on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Madeline and Theo. We hope you have a great birthday, and we hope you heard us coming through the internet. So, before we sing, we have one more piece of work to do, and that is to announce the winner of this priceless chocolate rabbit. Peter Rabbit. Well, at the moment, he seems to still have both of his ears. I got your answers last week. I was sort of surprised at some of you. You didn't seem to account for all of the eggs. I don't think you realize just how big an egghead I really am. The correct answer, well, let me just say, first of all, they were all good guesses. All except one. Honestly, Jawali, 0. Did you not see the eggs on my head and you still went with 0? I had 58 eggs on that hat. Believe it or not, they were tucked under some. They were hidden in the green grass. And you had great guesses, but the person who came closest was a Johnny at 53. So with Johnny, sometime down the road, I'm going to get you this chocolate bunny rabbit. Congratulations. And for all of us, just know this. We're having jelly beans on the day we all get back together until they come out of our ears. Ugh, maybe I shouldn't talk about ears today. So let's sing our closing song. This is the song that we have been working on by Bill Fay, with a few extra verses added on to by yours truly. It goes, be not so fearful, be not so frail. Another word for sort of a little timid or shy or scared, maybe a little weak. There's someone watching you. She will not let you fail. Be not so fearful, be not so frail, 2 times. Let's sing it together. I'll shout out the other verses. Ready? Let's sing. Be not so fearful, be not so frail. There's someone watching you, she will not let you fail. Be not so fearful, be not so frail. Be not so fearful, be not so frail. The next verse is, be not so nervous. In these perilous times, someone may look to you in search of the divine. Let's sing. Be not so nervous in these perilous times. Someone may look to you in search of the divine. Be not so nervous in these times. Be not so nervous in these times. Our next verse is be of good courage. You will prevail. You will overcome. The wind is quiet now, but soon will fill your sails. Be of good courage. You will prevail. The wind is quiet now, but soon will fill your sails. Be of good courage. You will prevail. Be of good courage. You will prevail. Let's sing the first verse again. Here we go. Be not so fearful. Be not so frail. There's someone watching you. She will not let you fail. Be not so fearful. Be not so frail. Be not so fearful. Be not so frail. One last time. Be not so fearful. Be not so frail. You know I had to mess up those chords right at the end. Listen, be not so fearful, be not so frail. Practice empathy this week the best you can. And watch out for the ear hair. Have a great week. Bye.